Hello, everyone. This is John with HTX. Thanks for joining the space today. We do have ZetaChain coming up to be part of our chat today. And we're going to get the party started here in a couple of minutes. Just let me get all the speakers up and all that jazz. So if you can comment your questions, I just put out the post for the space. Also, just repost it. Anything you want to talk about, have a question for the team. We're going to go ahead and look at that. If we have time, we'll go through those questions. And thanks again for joining. Thanks. We'll be with you guys in a couple minutes. All right. I see some great comments under the space I put out. Thanks for your good comments and questions for the team. We do want to give you guys a reminder for today. We do have a campaign for today's space with ZetaChain. You do have to follow HTX, ZetaChain, and all the instructions are on the pinned post on HTX's account. You do need to wait to the very end for a secret password to enter the prize pool of $2,000. And today we have some amazing guests for today. We have Jonathan Covey with core contributor from ZetaChain. We have potentially Alex may join with the ecosystem ZetaChain. So give us one more minute and we'll get this chat started. Again, guys, thanks for commenting your questions. If you do have any more, definitely comment that and repost the space. We love to get more people in. Spread the love and also share your information about what you would like to learn about at ZetaChain. So yeah, we'll get started here in about 1 minute. Thanks.
Hey, Sean, thanks for hosting. So Alex is on the Two Thumbs handle. I think he requested to be a speaker.
Awesome. Thanks. I was wondering who that was.
Right.
Awesome. I went ahead and accepted, so he should be good to go now. I will give 1 more minute.
Sounds good.
Hey, I'm here.
Hey,
Awesome.
Alex. Yeah.
Great. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Again, guys, I'm going to look at those comments, so feel free to continue commenting any of the questions you have for ZetaChain. And just to give a little introduction to what ZetaChain is, it's the introduction to the universal layer for AI and Web3. So this is going to be a chat about ZetaChain and all the ins and outs of the ecosystem. Again, nice to have you guys online. Jonathan, nice to have you. Thanks for taking time out, and Alex as well. To start out, we'll kind of go easy. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey into crypto and what keeps you building in this space, especially, given the current macro environment, what's going on in the markets? I'll start with Jonathan first. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, it's up and down out there. And first of all, thanks for hosting this, Sean, and everybody tuning in. So yeah, I'm Jonathan Covey. My journey in crypto actually started back at Consensus in 2015. I was building early Ethereum dApps and tools like MetaMask. The space was pretty wild, like mostly white papers and conceptual ideas about how Ethereum and crypto was going to change the world. And I was like, I've always been fascinated by the technology, but kind of struggled to find my footing like 11 years ago now. And so I spent most of my career in Web2 software and big corporate consulting, always like reading updates on crypto and wanting to get back in the space. And so I finally did that when I started the ZetaChain community 4 years ago, and was super psyched about the vision and mission we have to solve blockchain fragmentation and the UX in Web3, and now the same thing with AI. So what keeps me building in the space are still the fundamentals of Web3 around decentralization, building open source software, self custody of assets, and ownership over data. And I'm particularly excited about how all of this is converging with AI. So, and I still think some of the smartest people in the world are building in crypto and AI. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really great. I mean, I couldn't agree with what you said anymore, except for, I haven't been in this space as probably as long as you, but I do agree with what you're saying about the AI and the convergence of all these technologies. It's going to be exciting, and we're just scratching the surface right now. So yeah, I'm really excited as well. I'll go ahead and flip the microphone over to Alex. Same question. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me here. I've been in Web3 for quite a bit now. For about 7, 8 years ago, I got introduced during 2017, late 2018. And during that time, it was just ICO season. We saw a lot of tokens just trading, etc. And my introduction into the space was really through my friends who were gamers in Counter Strike, etc. And they started developing with Ethereum smart contracts at the time. Started to learn more about that, and my friends and I just created a number of different projects just to test it out. Some of them were taken more seriously, some of them ended up failing. That eventually just led my curiosity to continue in Web3. I worked for Binance in their BD team and corp dev team for about 2 years before I moved over to ZetaChain here as well, and now building Two Thumbs, which is also built on ZetaChain.
Very, very cool. So you're still a gamer, or are you working so much you don't have time to game?
I don't have time to game anymore. I actually just got a Nintendo Switch 2 and I just threw out my Xbox. Yeah, I need to take my life more seriously. But before I used to play, I mean, I still play a lot of Overwatch 2. I have like a PC desktop setup.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone in crypto has gamed a little bit. I mean, it's such a great technology, gaming not going away, and all the things we're building. There's so much industry knowledge within gaming, esports, and all that stuff. I love to hear it. And you have a really great background as well. So you guys are in for a treat. You guys listening, we have some amazing experience on the team. I'm going to hopefully they'll share some alpha and give you some more knowledge. So thanks for answering that question. The next one, just to break down a little bit, if you guys don't know what ZetaChain is, I really recommend you to tap on their icon on the space and go to their X profile and check out their website while they're talking to you. So that way you have a visual and not just listening to what they're saying. I love the visualization. So my next question is, can you guys break down ZetaChain for us? And why is it considered the universal layer for AI in Web3? I'll open it up to maybe Jonathan first, and if you wanted to chime in after that, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So we dropped ZetaChain 2.0 last week. And so this reflects our upgraded mission, which is the universal layer for AI and Web3. So going back 4 years ago, ZetaChain 1.0 was building the universal blockchain and solving blockchain fragmentation in Web3. And the idea was that users and apps shouldn't care what chain they're on. You build a dApp once, you launch it everywhere across Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, all the major chain ecosystems. If you're a user with your Phantom wallet on Solana, MetaMask on Ethereum, we meet you where you are. And as a developer, it's just building on one EVM platform on ZetaChain. Now, so we built that. We finished last year with 11 million unique wallets, hundreds of millions of transactions. And now ZetaChain 2.0 is expanding that unification thesis to AI. And so we're connecting not only blockchains, but blockchains and AI models. And the goal is that your apps can run across multiple chains that ZetaChain supports and multiple AI providers and do inference across OpenAI, Gemini, DeepSeek, Qwen, all the latest open source models. And as a user, your context and memory across all those interactions is yours. You own it like a digital asset on in your wallet on the blockchain, and it's portable and you can bring it everywhere. So we're really excited about this because everybody's using AI. It's the fastest growing technology in the history of the world. And we have a more ambitious mission now to solve the AI fragmentation problem. And all of this connects back to the work that we've been doing for 4 years, which is unifying and giving a better standard for crypto and dApp development.
Very, very cool. I have to ask a follow-up question on that. I wanted to know, like, do you see the world with, and I know you said the universal layer, which makes me think like, you know, there's so many blockchains, especially layer ones. Do you see like the future of AI, crypto, and like you said, like the universal layer, you guys continue to like connect to all the blockchains and people won't even know like they're what blockchain they're even connecting on? Or do you feel like, there's always going to be some kind of fragmentation with all these new chains coming online every day? We see lots of layer ones, we have some layer twos, keeps on, you have so many coins and so many layers that it's kind of, sometimes you lose track. What's your vision for that going forward?
Yeah, it's like tiresome. I think starting in the last cycle, you saw all these L2s pop up. Bitcoin layer twos was a narrative for a while. So I think you've seen a lot of people try to just create chains for the sake of it and try to capture value through marketing and stuff. But you really have to differentiate as a blockchain and offer something unique for ZetaChain that's interoperability. And we haven't gone out and integrated hundreds of chains because most of the users and liquidity are on like the top five, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Uh, ZetaChain supports 10 chains as of the end of last year, and it's not really a priority to go out and integrate the next hottest thing. So, yeah, I think things are consolidating in the space around the top ecosystems, and being a connector and providing a better standard to build across all of them is a key component of what we're doing.
Yeah, very good insight on that. Like, I think what you said about people just build on the hottest chain for the moment, I actually think that's what a lot of people do to catch the hype cycle. But I like what you said, like, it's about liquidity, what's going on in the chain, like for a long-term vision, it seems like, not just what's going on the next week. So I really loved that you guys say that, and how you're focusing on these ecosystems that have the liquidity, the stable coins, ecosystems built on it, like Tron. We have Solana, we have, ETH. All these have really big liquidity with stable coins. So I'm glad you guys are doing that. Yeah. I wanted to ask a same question to you, Alex. If you have anything to add, I'll toss it over to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jonathan really explained it perfectly. Um, However, I would like to say that at least for Tutum's side, I want to touch a bit more on the AI part for ZetaChain. So over the past 2 weeks, we've seen a lot with OpenClaw, Mobot, etc. And a lot of these platforms and AI agents, they're all using a lot of centralized LLMs. So I think we saw a lot of cases where a lot of API keys were being exposed. We saw a lot of posts where people were trying to locally deploy and locally use ClawBot, OpenClaw, but there weren't a lot of options. So now we're seeing the slow transition over to private LLM models, private LLMs in general to start using with AI agents after everything that's been happening around user security. Um, so one of the great things about ZetaChain that we've been building on top of is being able to aggregate all these different models that ZetaChain supports. And for Tutum, we want to make it as accessible as users being able to text any AI agent with their phone number. So with our product right now, and it's all built on ZetaChain, is if you're here in the US or maybe some other countries that we support, as long as you have SMS or iMessage and a phone number, You can text Gemini, you can text Grok, you can text Claude, you can text ChatGPT and some AI personalities, all with your phone number as well. And this is all built on top of ZetaChain.
That's pretty incredible. I have to say that's really useful and easy for everyone to use. I know, ease of use sometimes in crypto, we forget people, maybe not everyone's a technology savvy. And so it seems like it's very simple and easy to use. Do you foresee like, one thing that AI has going for it, it's a completely evolutionized, each day it seems like it's getting smarter. Do you feel like the ecosystem that you're going to be building on top of with Zeta and the AI models, is it going to just continue to increase the capacity of how it's used on the back end and just keep on updating? Or can you kind of explain more how to keep up with like the technology behind it?
Yeah, absolutely. In general, I think every company, even us, we have to keep up with everything that's happening, right? So, besides connecting to multiple different models, then there's the privacy element that ZetaChain built on top of as well. But everything that's been happening, like images, supporting different platforms like iMessage, WhatsApp, whatever, all of those have to be tools that need to be deployed. I think it's just I think it's just a requirement now. We're seeing like an exponential pace of where AI is going and all these tools are being built out. I think it's really important that we're able to remain one step ahead and just make sure that we're able to integrate everything that's being built at the base level and at the minimum, and then adding our own creativity on top of it.
Yeah, and there's like an interesting parallel to our mission with unifying blockchains. Like there are different programming languages and different requirements you have to satisfy as a developer, and then like glue all your infrastructure together. We solve that in Web3, and we're doing the same thing with all the different APIs for open AI and connecting to DeepSeek is a different process. So it first starts with accessibility, build your app, execute across all the major blockchains and AI models. And then there's an important layer around the user keeping his own memory and owning his AI data from all of these interactions and keeping it private. So um, we're touching on a number of important themes.
Yeah, I think that there has been a lot of controversy around privacy in AI. So I think that's really keen to like talk about that as well. I guess like people want to talk to AI and one of their conversations leaked to like maybe other people or stolen by a hacker. Who knows where it's going? But like I like the fact that you guys are really focused on the privacy aspect as well, because I know that there's so much things going on the web and information is kind of power nowadays. So do you foresee that being a big talking point or a big ecosystem that you're trying to like talk about, or at least have like some kind of narrative behind that, with this ecosystem will be more decentralized and have more privacy with your data? And like, how do you see that evolving over, months and years? Yeah.
You want to take a stab, Alex? I think you're muted. I can also go.
Sorry, you cut out. Could you repeat that again? Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that privacy is definitely something that a lot of people are talking about like recently, and I wanted to ask you or Jonathan about like how do you foresee this going in the future? Because if people can own their data, and in the future, do you foresee that being something that is going to be easily to rectify having any hacks or any information sharing or having information that they don't want out in the web? And is this like completely decentralized? I know a lot of people talk privacy, but can you explain a little bit how it is more decentralized, if at all possible? Yeah.
Sure. So maybe I'll take a stab at it. Um, I think there's always some sort of excitement when any new technology happens. I mean, there's the example with OpenClaw here and all this that's been happening in the past couple weeks. I think with any exponential rise in any technology, I mean, OpenClaw being, I believe, the number one open source GitHub project that's accumulated that many stars in the history of GitHub, there's always something that's going to happen. There's a lot of excitement towards the product. It's an open source product. It was built by a lone developer. And when there's a lot of usage from all these people, there's always going to be an other side to it where people who are going to use the product to exploit and try to do malicious acts against the product as well. People will go where their users are. And I think with any product, things like that will happen. In terms of where I see privacy going, I think privacy is really going to be an important element in the future. I think right now we're seeing this redefinition of a lot of different things. So we're seeing this redefinition of SEO. We're seeing a lot of redefinitions of how to build using these different LLM tools, API keys exposed in the in the code base of these actual vibe coded apps. I mean, there's just a lot of unknowns that people are not really kept up with yet. So I think it's going to be a proactive effort. There's going to have to be a lot of education towards it. There's going to have to be a lot of security and compliance and measures in place to prevent these things from happening. But I think privacy is going to be invisible in the next, personally speaking, in the next 5 to 10 years. Right now, I think the way that AI is going, privacy is just going to be a really good set of tools, a really good set of security measures to make sure that the user can trust the actual platform, that nothing is getting leaked. And the reason why I say that is I think about Apple Watches or all these wearables that have happened over the last decade. Initially, there's a lot of skepticism where it's tracking your sleep, it's tracking your steps, etc. But there's a lot of use cases that come out of these wearables, and I'm not talking about AI wearables here. Um, and with that, I think a lot of the people who talk about privacy, etc., still wear Apple Watches and such to this day as well. So for me, my thesis is that if you build these tools with the right security, compliance, and user security in mind, privacy will always be essential. It's actually going to be the number one feature that any user expects in any sort of AI product now.
One thing I would add is that um, sort of just like how you have to trust a blockchain that you interact with, Ethereum, Solana, that it's not compromised or that the data is true. When you interact with an AI model, you're prompting it and potentially sharing data to a centralized model. So I think consumers have different levels of privacy preference, and our thesis is we give you access to all of the important AI technologies. If you want to interact with Gemini, there's going to be a trade-off with privacy, or maybe you go private mode and you're only engaging with open source models that meet a specific standard. Um, at the end of the day, I think privacy continues to be a super important theme in the market. And I think we'll learn through the headlines and different hacks and stuff where consumers land on this.
Really great answers, guys. Yeah, thanks so much for answering all these great questions and great answers. So I wanted to like circle back to a little bit about ZetaChain. We do have the Zeta token, which is listed on HTX. It's been doing really great. It's got really great liquidity. I think it's doing like over 100,000, 200,000, something like that, especially in this market conditions. I wanted to ask a little bit about how does Zeta, the token, actually work in practice within the universal layers for AI and crypto? Like, how does that all come together to help the token with use cases and so forth? I'll open it up to Jonathan or yourself.
Yeah, I'll start. So Zeta is the utility token that powers the blockchain. So maintains POS security, incentivizes validators. Um, Zeta is also used to pay for gas for these universal or cross-chain apps that can operate and execute across different chains. And then it's a governance token. You vote on protocol upgrades and the direction of where the ecosystem is going. So you need the Zeta token as a user to engage with these cross-chain apps. And for developers to deploy cross-chain apps, you need Zeta as well. So with more useful products and services from developers, that brings more users, and it's like a three-sided marketplace. Um, with Zeta 2.0 and all of this new AI infra, there are some cool opportunities we're exploring to increase Zeta utility. So we talked about a little bit about the AI portal and being able to route inferences across all the different models we connect. There's an opportunity for a new uh, sort of staking role to decentralize inference to these AI models. And then we were talking about privacy. So there's a new module called the private memory layer, which has all of your encrypted data that's stored locally on your device. There's an opportunity to use Zeta to help back up users' memory. Um, so yeah, that's Zeta at a high level.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, the use cases are really great. You know, I actually I bought Zeta like a while back, and it was so fast, and the gas was super cheap. So I mean, you guys are doing great things. I love the fact that it's really fast, and you know, the cost to have gas is really cheap too. So, I was really surprised by that. Like to be honest, because people always talk about how fast their token sends and how cheap the gas is, but to actually use it and send it, you know, it's like really makes me feel like it's something special, you know? Yeah. So the next question I have is sort of like AI and crypto angle. And I'll open it up with you, Alex. Like, how do you foresee the future of AI and crypto? You know, it's moving so fast. How do you foresee it in the next year or maybe even 2 years? Like, do you feel like it's going to be unbelievable? The technology is just going to like, we're going to not even know what's going to happen? Or do you foresee like a kind of slow but steady milestones going up to world domination so much? Let's hope they don't kill us. Yeah.
Mm. Um, I mean, in my personal opinion, and I've always said this for the longest time since I first joined Web3, the problem with Web3, and another reason why we're seeing so many crypto startups and crypto projects now have an AI focus, um, there's a really there, there's a problem with crypto UI UX in the entire space. That's something that we haven't been able to solve over the past several years. Getting a token, offboarding from an exchange, sending it to a wallet, connecting a wallet, using the product, approving a gas transaction, etc. What are refunds, transaction failures? Like, there's a lot of steps to use a DeFi product. There have been a lot of innovations from then until now, such as smart accounts, embedded wallets, etc., that reduces the number of steps to use a crypto product. But we're still not there. Compared to AI, um, most of the AI tools that we use, it's very simple. Create an account, start chatting with AI. That's it. It's about 2 or 3 steps versus maybe 9 or 10 steps in the overall user experience for crypto. What I've seen in AI and crypto right now is people using LLMs to do crypto analysis, giving it a wallet, giving it some tokens, and letting it trade on behalf of the users. I think a lot of those innovations work well, but really only for crypto users who already are in crypto. When I think about who's actually trading crypto, who's actually using some of these products, I mean, I still don't really see my adult friends who are not in crypto using it, etc. I think it's made a lot of the existing crypto users' lives a lot more easier. In terms of future prospect for it, and I think it's going to be slow. I think there's a lot of excitement right now. It's good to just break through that noise right now and just look at what the actual use cases with crypto and AI right now. I think most of it is being used for analysis, execution, but even the people using crypto to trade, etc., is definitely a very niche group of people right now. What I see a new I mean, it's not really new, but I'm seeing a growing number of users using it for arbitrage trading and different prediction markets using different stable coins. But I think that's really about as far as it's really going to go. I just think it's going to create a lot more detailed analysis, maybe execute on behalf of the user, but I don't really know what kind of new users that it really opens up to.
I'll share a differing opinion, and maybe I'm just like the bullish techno optimist here. But yeah, I think crypto's a bit quiet now. It's up and down. All the focuses on AI. People cut $500 billion in checks last year. Like the whole world's talking about it. Everyone's spending time in these AI interfaces. And it's like just when you thought there couldn't be another crazy model or capability to come out, Alex actually introduced me to OpenClaw, or known as ClaudeBot formerly, which is like 9 days old. And so you guys can read more about it, but this literally gives you an autonomous AI agent or like employee with an internet connection to do anything. And so now you have like thousands of AI agents building and talking to each other on a social media site and doing stuff. So I think all of this, the whole market is moving to real time 24/7 trading and prediction markets, decimalization of the economy, like micro transactions. So stable coins is huge. And so all of this, all of the work needs to be verified and settled on the blockchain. And I think ZetaChain's well positioned to handle this under the hood and the major chains out there. So yeah, I think AI and crypto are converging very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see all these new developments. It keeps me on my toes, to be honest. And I remember that project we listed, that one on HTX. All these AIs talking to each other on social media is it's kind of amazing, but also scary at the same time. But yeah, I have to say, like one thing that really, when you talked about it, kind of something that someone told me, and I do want to reiterate this, is that the reason why AI and crypto will exist is because, with the US dollar, you can only go so much. You only go 0.01 cent. That's like the lowest, right? But with crypto and Zeta chain or Zeta token, you can probably go, divisible by a lot. So to have those micro payments, I think is a very useful use case for the robots or AIs, whatever you want to call them, in this ecosystem. So yeah, it's really great. And I can see it happen in lifetime, real time. Um,
Yeah, 18 decimal places with EVM. Who ever thought we would need to go that far?
100%. Like I didn't even, someone told me this and it really clicked. So I was just want to make sure I put that out there, because I was always like, why would robots use crypto? And then I thought about that after the person said this to me, and it really it made it real to me. Like until then I was like, oh, they'll just use like, 1 cent or whatever, cent micro, but it's really the killer use case, I think, is that aspect right there. But yeah, thanks for all these great alphas and insights. I do want to remind the audience, we do have a campaign for today's space. And I will give you guys that password for the Google form here in about, I don't know, 20 minutes. So stay tuned for that. And we do have a huge campaign. We just got to follow Zeta, do some simple task, and it's pinned to our profile. So stay tuned. Yeah, so I think my next question is, you guys have been building so much and so long. I mean, ZetaChain has been around for quite a while. I wanted to ask you, what has the progress been like in the last couple of months, the last year? Anything you want to share about what you guys been building and recently? Yeah.
Yeah, so we ended 2025 with 11.5 million unique users, 225 million transactions to date since mainnet launch. That was early 2024. So demonstrated success with all the blockchain interoperability and UX stuff. And now most of our focus has been on ZetaChain 2.0. So that went public last week, and we've extended the platform to enable AI inference. So there's an AI portal, then the private memory layer where users' data is encrypted and you own it like a digital asset in your wallet. And then what's under development and what is in like a closed beta for developers like Two Thumbs and other teams is the developer SDK. So you can build these AI apps with built-in privacy and persistent memory and everything settles on ZetaChain. So we're very excited about bringing this new platform to developers publicly soon.
Is there like a particular launch date, or where should people learn more about this? Like to go, if they have questions or they want to deep dive into this, is there a certain place you should direct them to?
Thank you. Yeah, I think go to ZetaChain's pin tweet and you can read about the 2.0 tech stack and all of these new components. We can't put a date yet on the developer platform, but like we want to make sure there's great docs and stability before we open it up. But yeah, Anuma is a private chat app that is launching in the coming weeks. Go follow Two Thumbs. They're going to be launching very soon, so you'll be able to test some of these things earlier as a user.
All right, guys, you heard that. Go to their pin post on ZetaChain, their X account, and go check that out and get as much information as possible. I mean, it's always great to get information, be educated about what's going on, especially in AI. I mean, everyone should be, reading all the books, reading what everyone's building, because it's only the future. It's like it's coming regardless if you learn about it or not. So might as well learn about it. Yeah, I think you kind of gone into my second question, but I'll just give you another opportunity. I know you guys talked about like what's going to be happening in the launch. Is there anything you want to talk about as far as like anything coming in the rest of the year that other than what you've already said, or do you want me to just bypass that question? Yeah.
I'll go super quick. The public launch of Anuma. This is the first private AI chat app that showcases ZetaChain 2.0. There are a couple 10,000 people on the wait list, and you can start earning AI credits, which you'll get when the product is launched publicly. The development platform SDK I mentioned. Blockchain side, we're reducing block time to less than 2 seconds to accommodate all this AI agent activity. New Zeta token utility for decentralized inference, and the private memory layer is under exploration. And those are the big things. At the end of the day, we want to make it super easy for anyone with like agentic coding and other tools to build apps, and for them to be AI and crypto enabled and work everywhere and easily accept payments out of the box. This is our big focus.
That's great to hear. And they can go to that pin post and join the wait list. I'm assuming that they just go to that post and go there and click a link, and they can join the wait list for the launch.
Yeah, Anuma.ai is referenced in there, and it has its own brand and its own team building Anuma.
Very, very cool. Great, guys. That's the last question I have for today. We do have a lot of questions from the community. I'll give you guys have time. If not, we can wrap up the space and go from there. I'll give you guys the heads.
Let's do it.
Great. Give me 1 second. I got to look through the questions. I saw a couple that were really good. Okay, this is pretty good. This person name is Boopy. Really funny name. He wants to know what events you guys will be going to, or is that ZetaChain will be getting involved in 2026? Because he says he wants to love to meet the team and talk to you guys more face to face. Yeah.
ETH Denver, of course, in the US. Consensus Hong Kong, I think, is coming up. So a number of the big events in the West and in APAC. And we're also going to be doing a lot more stuff in the AI space. Maybe going to the NVIDIA conference and other thought leadership stuff around AI. We also want to host like private dinners and more intimate community meetups in the Silicon Valley, which is where we're based, New York, and maybe we have core contributors in Seoul and Singapore as well.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, you heard it, guys. Vappy, you can definitely meet them at major conferences. They're going to them, so keep a lookout for them. Um, we have a couple more questions, but I think we'll try and get this last one is really good ending point. This person's name is Mastering, and thanks for the great. He says he loves the ZetaChain, so shout out to you guys for building great things. Um, he wants to know how do you see AI and Web3 along with stable coins coming together to create like a payments. He says, I envision AI paying all my bills. Do you envision that's the killer use case, or do you think he doesn't have any ideas what's going on? Yeah.
Well, I think AI will be able to do anything for you soon and create its own businesses, and you'll own the AI, sort of like you own a token, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, where all the transaction activity is happening. Uh, Again, I think AI agents and work converges and gets paid out on the blockchain. And then stable coins, a lot of the transactions are happening in stable coins, and this strengthens the dollar, perhaps weakens the case for just creating new native tokens. I think the stablecoin market continues to grow and is competitive with other cryptocurrencies.
Perfect. Yeah, that's really that's a good vision. He also asked this question. I think it's a really good finishing point. Is there a website that he can learn more about for two thumbs? Because he said he clicked on the icon. There's not like a website you can go, or how's that to get more information about that? Is there a website for that ecosystem?
We're launching tomorrow, so the website will be available starting from tomorrow.
Wow, that's great news. You heard it first. I mean, check tomorrow. The website's launching. I had no idea. That's really great. I'll be looking for that. I'm excited to learn more. And thanks so much for you guys' alpha. I mean, I've learned a lot about what Zeta's building, the AI letter, and also what's going to be coming up. So I feel, I got a lot of insights for you guys. So thanks for sharing all this great information. Anything else you want to? I'll give you guys the floor for like 1 second. Anything we missed that you guys want to talk about, or can we go ahead and wrap it up? Jonathan, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sean, and thank you everyone for listening. You can read more about ZetaChain 2.0 on our pinned tweet, and then sign up for Anuma.ai waitlist for private AI chat. And you got the early alpha on Two Thumbs launching tomorrow. You'll be able to text any AI right in iMessage or SMS. No one's doing anything quite like it.
It's incredible. You guys really came at the right time. I'm excited. Usually I don't get this excited just talking to AMA, but I'm really, really gonna look that up. I think it's something so easy and simple. How could you not be excited by this? So yeah, great launch coming up. I'm excited. And thanks so much, Jonathan and Alex, for taking time today to educate our community about all this great alpha. And wish you guys good luck on the launch tomorrow. I'll be eyeing the web page. And that wraps it up for you guys. I have to give the password out. So again, guys, there is a huge campaign. If you are following HTX, you need to follow ZetaChain and Amumi AI and do some simple tasks, retweet, like, friends, so forth. It's on the pin post. You can check it out. But the password for today's AMA is very simple. It's AI. We said AI about 50 times, maybe 60. I'm not sure. But again, the password is for AI. So it's very simple. Enter to win. You just go to the Google form. You go enter your UID, which you must have an HTX account to register for the giveaway. And also at the end where it says password given at the end of the event, you put AI and click submit. Again, if you do win, you'll have 21 business days. You'll be automatically airdropped to your HTX account. You do not need to do anything. Let me say that one more time. You don't need to do anything after you submit, and you'll automatically be notified with the airdrop if you did win. Again, not everyone is a winner. We usually have around 5,000 people that enter this contest, and a lot of people will actually revisit this space. We have 4,000 people come to the recording to listen to it. So Yeah, so good luck. And also, again, guys, ZetaChain, make sure to check out the launch tomorrow. Go to Two Thumbs and check it out. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Cheers.